front, the discus lariat.
The huge suplex.
You know what to do.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to a brand new edition of Thoughts Count Anywhere, coming to you live from the WWDBTV studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. I am Aaron Phillips, back in the saddle with my dear friends here, talking wrestling. The man to my right, you only know him as the Chief. And to my far right, one of the founders of this show and the man who keeps us live and active on our websites, Mr. Matt Mullen.
What's up?
Gentlemen, how we doing? I'm glad to be back with you guys. Seems like it's been forever.
I know. Glad you're back.
Glad to be back. I'm so looking forward to being back in studio this week. It was like I had to remind my car how to get here. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to be back. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, remember, you can catch us on our show pages, Thoughts Count Anywhere, WWDBTV on either way. If you're driving around town, like right now back east, it's 1 p.m. If you're heading to a Yankee game or whatever you're doing, WWDBTV on your Android, WWDBTV LV on your iPhones. If you got something to say, give us a call at 702-992-3207. And, of course, in about 3 days, on Roku, on the WWDBTV channel, you can check the show out, TCA, this show, and all the multitude, variety-ous plethora of shows available. Mr. John, you look like you were getting up there in front of the microphone.
I have something to say.
Uh-oh.
Do you know why I use an Android?
I'm afraid to ask why.
Because you can't afford a real phone?
Because Adam and Eve had an apple, and look what happened.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, no. Oh, dad jokes. Great. Way to go. Anyway, gentlemen, how you been since I last seen you? Live from Yankee Stadium last week.
Chief looks stunned.
I know.
702-992-3207. That's how you do it.
Didn't I already do that?
He's doing his best Mitch McConnell impression.
That's it.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Great. We're off and running. Yeehaw!
Hey,
No politics, no...
Hey.
hey,
But when it's comedy, I'm
Yeah,
good with
that's
that.
hey.
Yes.
I'm doing Mitch.
Oh. Hey, I got a couple of programming notes. Let's start with some
All
excitement,
right,
shall
let's
we?
go here.
Next week, we're celebrating how many shows?
200.
200, August 5th next week. Not only is it our pre-scheduled 2-hour show, it all sounds to be SummerSlam that night, so that's going to be our preview show and getting into that in the world of wrestling. But we are putting together a whale of a show, and we have our first committed guest, and he is none other. He'll be appearing on our screen here momentarily as soon as John puts it up. Gentleman that we've spoken to, you see him in one of our promo commercials. He is none other than D'Lo Brown. That's right. D'Lo Brown will be live with us, probably on video from California.
Hall of Fame.
Celebrating our 200th episode. And
Better recognize.
that's right. And he's
Talk
also
to
going to be down in Sam's Town at the next sports cards collectible toy thingamajiggy at Sam's Town, August 26th.
Oh, you want me
When
to
is
do
that?
it now?
It's well, no, you didn't have to. But
Sports Cards, Toys, and Collectibles Show, Sam's Town Hotel and Casino, August the 26th and 27th. Special guest.
now you may bring it up. Don't jump the shark on me. This just announced this week by Mr. Scott Hosey. Golden Knights. You notice his jersey? They blocked out his jersey. Scott probably couldn't use it. Logan Thompson will be appearing Sunday between 12 and 1 at Sam's Town. Freshly announced this past week. He'll be down there providing autographs. So there you go. NHL champion, all-star goaltender, Mr. Logan Thompson.
But guess what?
Yes. Who else is there?
Also, Greg the Hammer Valentine. Our man that's going to be on with us next week, D'Lo Brown. Juan Munez, artist and author of comics. And Ariel Shu.
Yes.
Miss Ariel.
That's right.
I love her.
We met
She
her.
is so sweet.
Yeah, we met her at the Unicon
Yes, we
convention,
did.
her and her sister.
Yes, we did.
Absolutely. John, can you turn the
How
audio
about
back,
that?
the volume back down in here? Because I'm hearing the screech back
Did
when
I-
you were raising it before. So,
Did I
that's fine. Thank you. Or is that your hearing aid?
What?
did I do okay?
You did tremendous.
All right,
I'm very proud of you.
Right there.
I'm very proud of you. Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Sorry, no, what chance? Anyway, so, and a couple of programming notes
Talk
besides
to me.
that one.
2 hours.
Saturday, 2 hours next week, so we'll be on from 9 to 11.
Is that next week?
That's next week. And then 2 weeks after that, John, on the 26th at Sam's Town, we'll be doing a 2-hour show from there as well from 9 to 11, followed by 1 hour of Aaron's Hour.
Yes.
But we want to do 2 hours because there's going to be a lot of people down there. and hopefully we'll get a lot of them on our show while we are down there. So 2-hour shows in the next couple of weeks. So, gentlemen, get revved up, get your energy drinks. John, get down there early.
So make sure you set your alarm early next week, John, so you get here on time.
That's right.
I'll be here at 8:59.
There you go. We're going to take bets.
There you go.
Always bet the over.
Always. No, last time 2 weeks ago, you came in and he got it right. I lost. He got the under.
I want to do one thing real quick. Shout out to Mr. Ryan Rasovich.
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming in last week. We enjoyed it.
Yes, thank you, Ryan, for coming in.
We enjoyed having you on the show.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Lot going on. So let's get started, shall we? It is time for.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's time for.
I hear voices.
It is.
And now here is your storytelling host, Matt Mullen, the Mr. Rogers of the Fremont Street neighborhood. Take it away, Matt. What's happening in the neighborhood?
There was nothing real crazy that happened on Fremont this week. This has been too hot. I think everyone's just been hiding. But I do got a funny one from the Heart Attack Grill. We were kind of busy last Sunday. There was a table of like 30 people.
Oh, shit.
And one of the girls, Courtney from the South, was like, where are them people from? And I was like, I'm pretty sure they're Brazilian. She's like, there's not that many of them. So it's literally turned into a joke like all week long.
My goodness gracious.
Something wrong with your mic, Matt. Sorry.
Oh, darn. There's something wrong with my bank account, too.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, let's see who's here today. Mr. Ronald.
But that was my quick story. It's turned into a hilarious joke every time we see each other.
That's right. There you go.
Not that many Brazilians, huh? Okay.
I got a Brazilian different ways I could say this.
I got to remember.
He's got a Brazilian whole many ways to say it. The whole story.
We were real busy. I was like, did you make $1 Brazilian today?
The truth, the whole truth,
We
and
have
the
a
Brazilian
word.
truth.
We now have a word to replace plethora.
We have a Brazilian show. All right, that's good. I like that idea. I like that. I got to make one commentary about my trip last week back east, and then we can move forward.
Again?
Yeah, well, you heard it twice, unfortunately. Times Square. Now, when I lived back there, guys, I hated the city. I hated going in. I hate the traffic, 8 million people. Going back there, man, walking the Times Square area when you get out of Port Authority, so help me God, if I hear anybody ever bitch and complain about the walking traffic on Las Vegas Boulevard, I swear to God, I'm going to punch him in the throat because they need to go to New York. They need to walk that street, that Times Square area. And let me tell you, you'll love coming back to the Strip to walk. It'll seem like paradise. Too many people. They've closed off parts of Times Square now. It's like a little 3 blocks of walking in the middle of the fucking road. So now imagine all that traffic that used to go straight through. Now they're all the side, side streets.
It's all diverted.
And the amount of people, I mean, it's nuts. I'm telling you, folks, the amount of people we have walking on the Strip pales in comparison to the amount of people in Times Square. That's all I got to say. That's all. Anyway, I just had to share that.
I still want to go.
Well, you should go. If you haven't gone, do go and experience it. But anyway, all right.
Just don't go during St. Patrick's Day.
Or New Year's.
No,
New Year's for Times Square.
I've done New Year's.
Yeah, but that was years ago, yeah? How long ago?
Some years.
Before the ball was there?
Some years. When Bruno was still champion.
Dick Clark hadn't been born yet? Is that what you're...
The Geeter with the heater.
There you go.
Before planes were invented, so it wasn't that busy.
Jerry Blavitt out of Philadelphia.
All right, let's get to it, gentlemen. It's time for some rumors. It is time now for I Hear Voices. Rumor is the Elite will not be signing with WWE. Why are we worried about that yet? When's their contract up? Am I missing something with their contract?
I guess their contracts are up soon, and the rumor mill's going crazy, but they got it pretty well off in AEW being high-paid wrestlers and executive vice president of the company. Mm-hmm. I couldn't see really leaving that. But ever since Cody left, It's always a possibility, but I think they have it pretty well there.
And you hit it on the head. Cody, one of the original upstart, directors, whatever, he goes, what would it say about AEW if the Elite were to leave and go somewhere else, period, whether it's WWE or whoever? What would it say about AEW and management or that level of people in the company?
It would look real bad for AEW if like all their executives leave, but I think growing up as a wrestling fan, every wrestler's dream is to make it to WWE and get to WrestleMania. So I don't know if like your career's even like you could be like the biggest person in every company, but I don't think if you make it to WWE and like get to that spot, there's always going to be that what if or the one thing you're going to look back on and be like, did I really do everything?
Gotcha. Makes sense. Okay, I buy that.
It says here that their contracts expire at the end of the year.
Okay, end of the calendar year. Okay.
But here's the kicker. What makes the situation even more intriguing is that the Elite has been instructed to remain silent about their contract status, with some even signing legal documents that prevent them from discussing the matter.
Wow. Okay, so Tony or somebody's got them clamped down about discussing their contract. So that probably says a lot as well without saying a word, right?
You like my...
that was very good. I like that. It was very impressive. You researched at the same time.
I'm getting back in.
That's good. That's good.
Wait till next week.
Oh, boy.
I got some good research.
Yeah. Oh, we got some good stuff coming next week.
Yeah, boy.
Rumor is Will Ospreay will face Chris Jericho at All In. I thought I saw an article that actually made that as an official match. I could be wrong if I misread it, but that seems to be the direction that they're going for All In.
Is it for a belt or something? If it's not for a belt, why do I don't even care about it.
Jericho doesn't have a belt. Oh, does he?
Will Ospreay is the IWGP United States champion, so it could be for that.
Is Jericho still carrying an ROH belt or something?
No.
I mean, no. So he's got no belts at this time.
Will Ospreay does, but I think it's just a dream match people want to see. And
okay.
I want to see it. I wish it was in Vegas.
Help me out, man. I don't know. All I'm thinking is that, maybe with this, is Jericho going to go back to Japan for a while? I wonder. Maybe
I don't think so. He's already done what he wanted to in Japan. Now he's done.
I mean, what's left for him to do? We talk about Jericho.
Nothing. And you know what?
He doesn't need a belt anymore in any way to help him. He's accomplished pretty much everything he needs to within the wrestling industry.
I'll give the man his just due. Okay. Modern era, he is a GOAT. Okay. Modern era.
Mm-hmm.
He is a GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
And, to see him go from ROH, well, actually ECW, then ROH, then into, WWE, AEW. What the hell hasn't he done? New Japan. He's done everything, and where he's gone, he's represented himself and the company well.
Right. Andy puts into the chat room, thank you, Andy. You made the list. I thought that gimmick with you just made the list thing with KO and everything was one of the best gimmicks, best little fun things that I had seen in wrestling in a long time. I still use that periodically just because. I'll turn to my wife and say, you know what you just did? You, click, just made the list. She'll look at me like, what the hell are you talking about? It's a Jericho thing. So that's great. I'm glad you mentioned that, Andy. Thank you so very much.
It's crazy how many times he reinvented himself.
That's the key part.
And the one thing he does have left to do is pass all his wisdom and everything to the younger generation of AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Even though AEW doesn't seem to want to learn anything, but
you know what? I think
that place is wild.
And maybe I'm wrong, but I think between him and Taz right now, they're passing on to Hook, to Jungle Boy, Darby. Hopefully Nick Wayne, the young men. Hopefully they're passing their knowledge on, and working with them on their storylines.
Yeah,
I'm waiting to see what's going to come of Hook and Jungle Boy. Although he don't want to be called Jungle Boy, Jack Perry.
Yeah.
I'm really waiting to see what that storyline's going to develop into, because I think It could be pretty damn good.
There's a lot that can happen down the line, and we'll see what happens with the rumor mill, Jericho. I hope there's enough people in both companies, WWE and AEW, and all the
Thank you, Ronald.
all the promotions, that these young and upcoming wrestlers are willing to open their ears and listen to the experienced people. And I hope they do, because I think it'll only continue to make pro wrestling better as years go by, in my opinion. I hope they're doing that. All right.
Yep.
Let's move on. A lot of things to talk about in the world of WWE, but the one that stands out to me that I want to get more information about, because I did not see this. What kind of video of Matt Riddle leaked there, Mr. Matt? I did not see any of that. What kind of video are we talking about?
Take a guess.
Is it a sex tape?
Porno.
Yep.
And who is he with, may I ask? Does it say?
Wait. Do it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is it an original bro?
I think it's his ex-wife.
So maybe before, when they were married?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Should there be any backlash when a video is leaked that you're messing around with your wife at the time? I mean, A, how did it get leaked? And B, unless there's some stuff in the video that is inappropriate because of what they choose to do, I would not have a problem with it. I'd be saying shame on the person who leaked it. They were married at the time.
True.
I mean, that's my opinion.
But it is a PG company with a Mattel deal, so I don't know if they're going to, put them on the back burner for a while to, let it blow over or what they're...
Didn't they have a Mattel deal, though, when all this with Vince came out last year?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't want to see it become something too bigger than it needs to be.
Vince don't have any merchandise with Mattel.
Thank you, Brandy. No, but his name is as recognized within WWE as anybody's.
There's Vince McMahon figures.
Is there?
Yeah. There's a couple of them.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I just got the Undertaker.
It's old school, you should know.
I got Undertaker. Just got it. Nice one. The new one?
Yeah.
With the all black?
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome looking.
Good.
Johnny Knoxville.
I don't want to know about Johnny Knoxville. On this note, before we go to break, congratulations to Hulk Hogan on his engagement, if anybody cares. You're watching...
69 years old.
God bless him.
Yeah. He's 2 years younger than me.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for watching TCA. We'll be right back.
D'Lo Brown, if you want to be part of one of the greatest podcasts on the world, Thoughts Count Anywhere, every Saturday, 9 to 11 Pacific. Now recognize that. Hey, everybody, Aaron Phillips, and I'm standing with Anthony Miller. Hey, I have a quick question for you. What's the name of your favorite wrestling show? Thoughts Count Anywhere. What a convenience. Saturday, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific. If this guy watches it, better watch it also on Facebook. This is your Warlord of Weird Sinbodi, and you are watching Thoughts Count Anywhere right here on Facebook, Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. till 11 a.m. Pacific Coast time. Stay tuned. Do I look like I'm clowning around? Buddy, I'm Aaron Phillips, and I am with the legend. And Sabu, you were telling me earlier about a special wrestling show that you really like, and that is what? Thoughts Count Anywhere. That's a coincidence. The same show that runs Saturdays, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific, right here on Facebook. You better listen to the man to watch.
Aloha, this is April Hom, the Royal Hawaiian from Glow, and you're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere.
Stereo fan.
Welcome back.
What he said. Welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. We got to get right back to it.
All right,
We
let's
got
go.
so much to do. Let's talk
go.
about Liv Morgan for a moment. Liv Morgan now, apparently they lost the belts. They did the angle a couple of weeks ago to get her off television. Another shoulder injury, separated shoulder, maybe whatever. That's not good when you have a shoulder issue 2 times within a short period of time. And this one could keep her out a while. I'm concerned.
I think she rushed her recovery back just to get back quickly.
Okay.
But I guess whatever happened with her and Rhea last week re-injured her shoulder. So I think they just wrote her off TV to give her the proper time to actually come back 100%.
Okay.
And she's going to be on the back burner anyway because Raquel's going against Rhea at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm. Unofficially. I don't think that was announced just yet, right?
Probably will on Raw.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, it was on last week.
Was it? Did they announce it that way?
They did a blurb on the screen. You know, respect to Liv. Okay, not a big fan. Okay, and I'll be honest, but I think you need to take a look at your injuries, young lady, and the WWE needs to take a look at their injuries and give her whatever time she needs to properly have surgery, corrective surgery, her rehabilitation, and her training time to come back into the ring. I agree with you, Matt. I think they rushed her, and I think she rushed herself to get back in the ring. But please take your time this time when you come back and make sure you're 100%.
Let's hope, though, when she made this return before getting injured, wouldn't medical have given her the clearance to do that? She wouldn't have run down to the ring to get involved on her own without medical.
Yeah, usually you have to be
Right?
cleared.
You have to be cleared. It's
By
but
multiple
I
doctors.
understand what you're saying, though.
You know, I wonder how, and I'll put the question out there. I wonder how good WWE's medical staff really is.
I think that's a fair question.
Because I'll tell you what,
That's Jerry Lawler. I hear they're pretty good.
everybody asks where Randy Orton is.
Right.
Okay, he ain't hurrying his ass back. He's taking his time.
Has he been medically cleared yet? And then he's taking his own time?
You read
Because everybody, right? Go ahead.
You read and they say he's cleared.
Right.
Oh, well, he's going to be back this week, and
His return is imminent.
yeah, well, I'm going to tell you what. Let's see. This tomorrow, Monday is the 1st of August. By the end of August, I'll find out for sure. But I won't post it on here. But I'll have an answer for myself when he's coming back.
He doesn't like to share.
Nope.
Actually, Monday's the 31st.
Oh, that's the same person, and I'll say it on the air because I don't care.
You don't go to it no more, so you won't.
I'll be there.
No,
So
you
there.
won't. No, you won't.
Thomas believes
You
our
know who I'm
historian.
going to talk to, though.
Our historian believes the
You're
medical.
damn right.
Our historian believes the medical staff is top notch. We'll see. Okay, let's move
Yeah,
on.
they throw turkeys down aisle 7. Yeah, buddy.
Speaking of injuries,
Yeah.
Vince McMahon had major neck and back surgery this past week.
Are
Like
they going to
spinal
medically
surgery.
clear him to come back?
Well,
I'm just asking.
to come back and sit in
They
his
said
chair.
he had life-altering spinal surgery.
Yeah. But
But
they didn't say from
that's
what.
serious
but,
shit.
Yeah, but many people believe it's from all the bumps possibly that he's taken over the years and
Could be.
his age also. That's a major surgery.
Could be lifting the weights. too.
Absolutely. Could be something he's sorting out of his back.
I mean, I'm just saying.
No, absolutely.
You know?
Injuries can, trust me, injuries can occur in the weirdest ways.
No.
So
You think?
regardless of what we think of Vince generally
Hey.
within the world of pro wrestling,
Shout out to him. Please get healthy.
that exactly right. Get healthy, and we hope for a speedy recovery. Andy does ask us,
Talk
he
to
wants
me.
our thoughts on Roman and the championship. Andy, are you talking about for SummerSlam next week? If you are, I'm not going to jump the shark today because we're going to cover all that next week during our pre-show of SummerSlam. But just clarify what you'd like to know so we know what's going on.
If you're asking, and he says, yes, sir. If you're asking about it, I'll give you the answer right now. Roman Reigns is going to show up at SummerSlam next week. There you go, buddy.
Somebody walk out with a belt.
Stay tuned and
That's
tune
right.
in next week, and we'll give you our prognostications.
Exactly.
Here's breaking news.
How you
Roman
rate?
Reigns is a better champion than Bruno Sammartino ever was. Next.
Well, I had the under. I had the under, and I would have lost it. How long it took for that to come. Speaking of injuries, last night, if you didn't see it, the match between Rey Mysterio and Escobar.
You know what? That was a great match.
It was a great match,
Yes, it
but all
was.
appears that Mysterio may have suffered a concussion after suicide dive from Escobar. It looked like Mysterio's head, a little whiplash. I saw you mention that as well.
Yeah.
His head hitting the
I got
ramp.
Wait a minute.
Therefore, the match was kind of called quickly.
Yes.
Apparently,
I
Escobar
didn't
was supposed to win the match. Well,
I
no,
didn't see this
did not
at
see that. But medical came down to Ray on the apron. Rebecca Carr was the referee. She was talking with Escobar, trying to keep him back. And I guess in conversation with medical, she decided to just end the match and award.
She top-notch ref.
She is
doing that.
Absolutely, she
I
is.
applaud her.
And, sounds like a top-notch medical staff that was there for Rey Mysterio in like 5 seconds.
Exactly right. So it didn't change the outcome of the bout because apparently Escobar was supposed to win anyway.
Is he making fun?
I doubt it. He's just maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to keep the show going.
He's being facetious.
I'm trying to keep the show going.
Hey, he's been gone for 2 weeks, man, and we're having fun.
Andy thinks it was a work. And I read that there was conflicting for Ray. I read initially they thought it was a work, but later on in follow-up, article came out saying it was not.
All joking aside,
absolutely.
I looked at it and I watched it.
I did too.
And I watched the replay of when Santos came out.
Yeah.
And when you seen Ray going back, his head, in fact, did hit
the metal ramp.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
and right at the edge.
Bounced on it, too.
And I think Mr. Mysterio's, 50, 51? So, as we get older, things
don't work as well.
Exactly.
Right?
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, I got you. So anyway, Ray really got – okay. So the result did not change because Escobar was supposed to win supposedly anyway. So now you'll have Theory against Escobar for the U.S. title coming up as well. All right.
That's a money match if I've ever heard it.
Should be good at SummerSlam.
I think so. I'm looking forward to it.
It should be a good match.
Yes.
It'll be a good match, but that's going to be your bathroom break match for sure.
You think so? Now, saw something where they said it was worse than first thought. Ronald, it's possible. Could be whiplash with concussion. If you slow down, like Chief said, if you look at the way his head snapped, it could be whiplash with concussion. Let's hope there's nothing more than that. Good piece of history here. Gunther has passed the Macho Man at 414 days as the Intercontinental Champion. The question is, Gunther can beat the Honky Tonk Man's record in September. Will he walk out of SummerSlam, though, as the champion?
I don't think so.
And he's going up against Drew.
I'll give you my thoughts on it next week.
So the question is then, let's go back to the question.
Talk to me.
Could Gunther pass Honky Tonk Man in September?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. And a little peek into
Is that going to hurt a little bit that another old school record gets broken?
No.
Nah.
Okay, that's a new one. No, I don't like that one, man. My false teeth wiggle.
Pass the staple gun, please.
I like that one even more now. Nah.
Ronald says no to answer my question. Andy says yes. Andy says Gunther will win at SummerSlam. All right. Let's go back to Hogan here for – I'm sorry. WWE announces there'll be a Slim Jim Battle Royale at SummerSlam. What's up for grabs? Slim Jims? I mean, is this just a regular Battle Royale? What's the winner get?
Is that the snack or is that to open up car windows?
So
it's in Detroit. You determine.
So what they're going to do is bring a lot of people out from off of the hunger strike and put them in the ring finally, or what? Is that what they're doing?
How many people are supposed to be in this Royal Rumble?
I don't know.
They announced what?
I didn't know they were having this.
This was announced last night, right? LA Knight is supposed to be in it. Sheamus maybe. So it's 4 or 5 that have been announced already. Right?
So who do you think's going to win it?
Depends on who the rest of the field is. But I hope it would be LA Knight. I mean, if the way they continue to build him, wouldn't it make sense that he would win it?
Yeah.
So what is it? It should be a minimum of 20 guys in a battle royale.
Let's do something real quick.
Okay.
And I'll give up my 3 minutes if I got to.
Okay.
What do you all see the direction of LA Knight? What is he going after Gunther's belt? Is he going after Theory's belt after SummerSlam? What's going to happen?
He's on SmackDown, so you'd have to go after Theory's belt. Gunther's on Raw.
Are they going to give him a run?
I think they will.
I'm sorry, Gunther, in my opinion, with that IC belt. The IC belt should be on both shows, just like the heavyweight champ is, because it's an intercontinental. It's around the world. It's everybody. I understand the brand split, which is bullshit anyway. But to me, the IC belt, actually all the champions, IC, heavyweight, U.S. title, tag, they should all be able to be defended on both shows.
I agree. So in saying that, we think you'll go after Theory.
Yep.
I agree.
Okay, there you go.
But I want to throw one more thing out real quick, and I said this to Aaron before you got here this morning. KO's injury. Sammy and KO can't defend the tag belts. In my opinion, there should be a 30-day rule like they used to have. If you cannot defend the belts in 30 days, you have to give them up. There's a tournament. And that's what I personally think should happen. Although, as I said to Aaron, I really want to see him keep the belt on KO for now because I think he deserves it.
And they're going to get, obviously, they're giving him the time to recover through SummerSlam.
And with KO, I'm okay with it because of what he's done on that show.
Right.
Or on shows, period.
Sure.
And he deserves it.
Absolutely. So I agree with that. But again, like we talked about, and the historian just put it in there, the 30-day rule is dead and buried. Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Because let's go back to Finn Balor.
The chief says so.
The first Universal Champion the next night had to give up his belt.
Exactly.
Right?
I think when your injury's like minor, they'll let it go. But when
he's got broken
need
rib,
like major surgery
Yeah.
and like months and months of rehab, they're like, no, we're not doing that.
He's got a broken rib.
Jim
And that obviously, I've never had a broken rib, thank God, but it affects your breathing, and sometimes the rib takes a little more time. But
it's tender.
It's obviously that they're giving him a couple of weeks here because they've kept him off. One more week through SummerSlam, then they'll evaluate after that. So I absolutely see that. Ronald asks, are we going to see a new Hurt Business, and if so, when? We saw a little tease last night on SmackDown, right?
You never know.
Lashley sitting down with the Street Profits, showing them suits and all sorts of stuff. They've been teasing a turn for the Street Profits for a long time. And even Ford and Dawkins have come out in a recent radio interview saying that even they feel that it's time for a little switch up and change of character.
And, it might be with the split right now with Jimmy and Jay.
Mm-hmm.
It may be a perfect time for them to
another faction to come in
and to do a flip as bad people.
Right.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Yes.
I think it would make sense too.
Yes.
All right, real quickly, a couple other things here. Gable Steveson to make debut at NXT Great American Bash against Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin seems to be in a position now where he's elevating talent, getting them over in NXT.
You okay, brother?
Getting hopefully ready to come up to the main roster. I'm not saying Gable's ready to come up to the main roster, but it seems like Baron Corbin now is kind of filling that role of helping these guys down in NXT get their feet wet with a name from the main roster and move forward from there.
When I watched it Tuesday night, I'm not so sure that Gable Stevenson's not going back to the Olympics.
He announced NXT. He announced he's sticking with NXT.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's what forced the match with Corbin. Yeah, he announced it at the end of NXT.
Okay. I must have been sleeping.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm here. I got your back.
Thank you.
It's all good. NXT next pay-per-view will be No Mercy in September in Bakersfield, California. The Rock is set to get the highest upfront payday from Amazon Studios.
The Rock.
The previous record was $40 million to RDJ for Captain America Civil War. So what is he getting that upfront money for from Amazon Studios? Is there
There's some kind of Santa movie coming out that I guess they're trying to do, and Robert Downey Jr. got $40 million upfront for the Captain America movie, so it's above that.
Right. Wow.
They're probably paying upwards of like $50 million just to secure The Rock for this movie.
Wouldn't be bad.
That's
Wouldn't
wild.
be bad. All right, before we go, you're going to do your public service
Yes.
announcement. All right, give me one
Yes,
second then.
please.
Hulk Hogan did an interview and said that he bought the rights to the Hulk Hogan name from Marvel for 0.1% from 1985. Now, you got to follow this, folks. From 1985 to 2005. 2005, he had to pay 30% of everything he made. Then Marvel sued WWE for intellectual property, which Marvel lost, and had to pay Vince $35 million for name, which let Hulk get it for fair market value for $750,000 for everything forever. Did you all follow that?
I thought that was so interesting when I read it. That
That's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't understand why Marvel was in it though. Why would Marvel have owned?
because the Incredible Hulk.
Oh, because of the Incredible Hulk stuff. Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense. Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
it says here that the movie that Dwayne Johnson's going to be upcoming Christmas action movie for Amazon is called Santa Claus in Red 1.
Ooh.
Santa Claus in Red Redone.
All right.
Nice.
There you go. See,
Crack research staff.
yes, just crack. Anyway,
Yeah, that's true too.
if you're interested about Logan Paul, I'll give you this nugget before we go to Chief's public service announcement today. Logan Paul's next boxing fight will be October 14th. Good luck. Anyway, is he appearing at SummerSlam? Does he have a match yet?
Ricochet.
Oh, that's right. Are you ready for your public service
I am,
announcement?
sir.
Folks, this is a rant, but it's a public service announcement brought to you by the Chief. Here we go.
General quarters. All hands man your battle stations. Set material conditions Zebra throughout the ship. Make Zebra report to DC Central.
Because the chief says so.
Here's the Chief.
Hey, August the 7th, Clark County Schools open. Please observe the yellow warning lights when you're around the schools and maintain your slow speeds so that the children do not get injured. That is the Chief's rant today. Over and out.
Amen. All right, with that, you know what we're going to do? We're going to step aside for our last break of the show. Then we'll take it right up to the top of the hour. How's that? You guys good with that?
Rock and roll.
There you go. You're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. We're going to wrap up the show with almost 30 minutes of info right after this.
Hi, everybody. Aaron Phillips here, inviting you to join me every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. right here on Worldwide Digital Broadcasting TV on my show, Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. I bring to you the movers and shakers of Las Vegas and really all around the world. It's also fun, entertaining, silly, goofy, informative, everything you'd want to be entertained by on a Saturday, except no politics, no religion. As I said, it's designed to be a fun show. Remember, that's every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific, right here, Aaron's Hour, Worldwide Digital Broadcasting TV.
Infinite Wellness, a woman-owned family clinic in the heart of Las Vegas, specializing in regenerative medicine. Our stem cell and exome therapies have helped patients avoid surgery, repair joint tears, improve CTE symptoms, become pain-free, and continue activities they have grown to love. Whether you need to begin your health journey, stay at your peak, break through a barrier, repair your body, turn back the signs of aging, or boost your beauty, Infinite Wellness can help you achieve your goals and reach your potential.
Where's Ozzy?
That was the previous spot. Hey, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. We got a lot going on with 23 minutes left in the show. So shall we get to it? Let's switch our attention to AEW, ROH, and any other indie stuff that we got going on. I saw this. Thoughts on a sign that was spotted at AEW asking them to book the women's division better.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, that was a criticism of WWE, that the women's division was not good for a lot of reasons. What ways can they improve the women's division in AEW? Is it talent? Is it better matchup? That's the attitude era of 30 years ago.
I'm going to throw it out there. You have a woman who goes 51-0.
Yep, Jade Cargill.
She lost her belt. Okay. You haven't seen her on TV since.
I said she was taking a break.
Well, I understand that. Okay. But I would think that as an ex-champ, not her doing, but the companies would ask her to at least come back and make an appearance. Okay. In my mind, they don't use Nia Jax. Not Nia Jax. Shit. What's her name?
Nyla Rose.
Nyla Rose. Thank you. They don't use her properly. To me, a woman that big in the wrestling who can wrestle ought to have a belt on her. Okay, I'm glad to see Chris Statlander have the belt. She deserves it. But they have so much talent over there in their women's division, just like WWE. WWE don't use their women properly either. A few of them they do. Okay, Oscar, Charlotte, the man, but they don't. In my mind, they don't use Britt Baker right.
No.
Saraya, I'm sorry, she hasn't, in my mind, hasn't done much on AEW since she's there. Okay, haven't seen her wrestle much. Is she acting as a manager? Well, maybe. Who knows? But they do have talent there. Britt Baker, Statlander. Put those two together in a match. Johnny TV's wife.
Taya Valkyrie.
There's another one. All right. I'm just saying. I don't think, and this is my opinion, I don't think men know how to book women's matches properly. Mm-hmm. I think there should be some women bookers who should be booking women's matches.
Well, didn't WWE have Molly Holly for a while booking some women? They have TJ, Natalia's wife, who's very involved in the women's programming. Again, good, better, and different. I'm not saying that. But Molly Holly was, and I think Chief's 1,000,000% correct. How does a guy book women's matches when you don't know how differently the women in the ring can do things differently that men can? You know what I'm saying?
They can, but it don't take a woman to not book like 2-minute matches on Dynamite.
But that's all.
That's all they're getting pretty much nowadays.
That's all the women are afforded. So, and I'm sure as hell Tony Khan can't book it.
They have enough talent. Like, why is Britt Baker going against some local competitor?
Get Dynamite in there.
Yeah. What is? There you go. That's right. That should be the campaign right there. April Hom should be the producer for women's matches. The Royal Hawaiian from Glow.
There's a few ladies out there, who I think could produce matches. Mm-hmm. I think, and I agree. I think April could. Mm-hmm. I think Princess Victoria, Vicky Otis, could. Mm-hmm. I think Leilani Kai, and, they're a little bit old school, but they're the type of women you need to produce. Right. But you don't hear about them in the wrestling community anymore.
As much as I like them, do you really want an old school woman to produce new school wrestling?
Yes, because they'll add philosophy and the storytelling part of it. And whether they're the sole producer, probably not. But they can impart the storytelling aspect of a match, yeah.
But back then, like, nobody cared about women's wrestling.
I hear what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree with your thought about new school, but I'll tell you one thing that I would guarantee with some of them, they wouldn't be afraid to tell the heads where they could stick it. So, and this is the way it needs to be produced.
We're starting a movement here. John is putting it on the cross. No spaces between the words. No spaces between the words, John. There you go. We're going to start a new hashtag here in a moment that'll appear on the screen, and for those listening on the app, we'll share it with you, just to have some fun. However, Ronald puts in the chat room, for the women in AEW, there's only the one belt. Yes. Two belts, right? Okay.
TBS and the Women's Championship.
Does AEW need women's tag champs to help the women's division? And our historian says no more belts out there. So should the women have their own tag title? Hashtag bring on April Hom to take care of producing. There you go. We're going to start a new movement. Hashtag bring on April Hom. Does AEW?
And you heard it here first.
That's right.
58.
I think it's an M, not an N.
Yeah, Hom. M as in Mary, not N as in Nancy. Does AEW need women's tag team belts?
If they expand the roster enough, yes, but right now, no.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
What's the new AEW
That's not
show?
What you told me. But
Collision.
Maybe they could do tag belts, and every week they could have a tag match on Collision for the women. So that's how.
But like Matt says, is the women's roster big enough? Are there enough names in the women's division for anybody to really care about women's
It
tag?
was before ROH, and then they moved like a bunch of people over to ROH.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Why couldn't they wrestle for it?
Well, could they? Well, here's a good question. Could you have Dynamite and what's the other one?
Collision,
Rampage.
and Rampage, have the three of them, and have a women's match on all three shows, a tag match, and work it that way. One women's, maybe one or two women's matches per week, and it be all of the organization, ROH, and AEW, and even New Japan. If New Japan wanted to send a tag team over, to wrestle, make it that way. Make it interesting. So
when we get out to Sam's Town at the end of August, April will be at the card show, the
she
collectible
will?
show. So
All
I'm
right.
sure we'll get her on TCA that day and kind of start campaigning.
Are the boys battling again?
No. They're putting messaging in there about
I'm watching them.
April.
Okay.
John will block them if they get out of.
I'm just checking.
Anyway, all right.
The two juveniles.
The two Utes.
Yeah.
The two Utes. Bully Ray says he could draw 1 million viewers on Dynamite. Do you agree? If not him, who could?
he's usually involved in like pretty good storylines, and he is like one of the most hated people in wrestling. I can see him drawing like more people, but I don't think he's like up there enough to like have him constantly have 1 million views, because even when CM Punk came and the guy was gone for 7 years, one of the biggest names in wrestling, their viewership went up to like 1 million for like 2 weeks, and then they were like, I'm over it. Mm-hmm. And now their ratings went back to where they have been for a long time. I think they would have to get like a huge name from like a Orton or a Cena or something to that effect. Like something big would have to happen for them constantly to have like 1 million views.
Okay. I see the mind churning.
I think when he might have been in ECW with that character at that time, he could. But today, no way.
I think the Bully Ray character would draw more than like his ECW character.
I don't. I think with him and D'Lo, or with him and Devon, no, that would have been the 1 million views. So his character today, no way. No.
Scotty Too Hottie worked as a producer for Dynamite.
Good for him.
However, that story broke at the same time that reports came out saying that AEW turned down offers from Bret Hart to become a producer for the company. And we find that a coincidence that both of these stories broke within pretty much a day of each other last week. I find the timing rather unique.
Unique.
Yes.
AEW is a wild place.
How
could you turn down Bret Hart?
Let me talk to you.
Okay.
Let me talk to you. Supposedly, at the top is Tony Khan, and then you got the Elite. Okay. And out of the four of them, why would you sign Scotty Too Hottie and not Bret Hart? That just doesn't make sense.
This was a 1 week trial. I don't think I think they just brought him in for this past Wednesday to try it out.
But even then, they brought him in and told Bret Hart no.
Yeah, no.
Even with the whole Owen Hart thing going on.
Thank you. That's where I was going.
Like,
yep. No.
Why?
Go. I agree. If you're going to include the Hart family, and you have something having to do with Owen and Doctor, okay, and Bret Hart offers his services, you're going to turn it down? You're crazier than I thought you were.
So even then, I've heard interviews of like AEW talent being like, I'm the champion. I don't need people's advice. I already know what I'm doing.
Right. Which goes back to what we mentioned earlier about being trained and listening to people as they come up through the ranks.
It's even crazier because in WWE, you hear people are like a sponge backstage when like legends come in. And
right.
I heard an interview with Seth Rollins, and they were talking about Dominic, and he was like, "Hey, he's like the biggest heel in wrestling right now." He goes, "But Dominic backstage is like a sponge."
Right.
And like Seth will be like, "You should probably like try this."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "We'll go to the show the next day," and he's like legit trying it. And he's always trying to learn more and do better.
Hopefully, too, that his dad smartened him up very early in the business, and gave.
Well, according to Dom, his father sadly passed away, so he ain't gonna be able to reconcile.
Well, let's put it this way.
I was dying laughing when I saw that.
Backstage, like you said about Seth, backstage, I would hope that Ray talked to him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, remember, Dominic got his start at 8 years old when he was involved in the storyline between Eddie and Ray as to who's your daddy kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he's been in it and around it because of Ray for all these years. I'd like to hear that people are willing to learn and listen.
Yeah.
I like that. So our historian put in there, maybe Dr. Hart didn't want Brett involved with the tournament at all. Maybe.
What makes you say that?
It's just speculation, I'm sure. But while he's going to reply to that, we'll move on. Thunder Rosa is working hard on making her way back to the ring from back injury. Rush signs it.
Rouge.
Oh, Rouge. I like Rush. I was going to say, weren't they a rock band?
I have to correct you every once in a while. It's Rouge. But that's okay.
Shouldn't it be R-O-U-G-E? Rouge.
You're still a hall of famer.
Thank you. Whoever his name is, signed a new deal with AEW. And thoughts on online trolls going after Taya and Britt. What do they say? Is this part of what we're just talking about with Britt and Taya? I mean, what are they trolling them for? What did I miss?
Taya had to get online and be like, "I'm a human being too. I have feelings. I'm just doing my job." People are calling her fat, slow,
the body
ugly,
shaming stuff,
like all this crazy stuff. I'm just like,
how
about for Britt? Sorry,
they were saying like she wasn't getting cheered, and they were like piping in noise.
Oh, okay, all right.
You know, folks, we have idiots like that out there. You know, that
keyboard warriors
that say things, and knowing Taya and having met Taya many times, one of the sweetest hearts in the business. And you can say what you want about Dr. Britt Baker, but you know what, folks? She's a freaking doctor. So,
and she's a Penn Stater.
Don't go there. Anyway, don't.
It's my alma mater.
I don't care.
It's like talking about someone from the Navy.
I don't care.
You support them, I'm going to support my Navy.
I don't care. Okay, I just don't care. But
Okay.
but if you're not smart enough to realize she's a doctor,
and
you're going to lambaste her, you know what? You're the biggest idiot out there. That's the Chiefs rant today. Over and out.
The fact that she still sees patients in between everything. Okay, that's the wildest thing. I mean, think about it. You know, here you are. You're watching her on
and
TV
she's a
one
Penn
night.
Stater.
You watch her on TV one night, and then your appointment with her is the next day, and you got her.
What's even crazier was like during Double or Nothing week, because they were here from like Tuesday to like Sunday.
Yep.
They did Dynamite.
Yep.
She immediately went back to Florida, saw patients for 2 days,
and
then flew back for the pay-per-view.
Yep. That's right. So she's committed on both fronts. All right. Impact and Indie reports, some other news that we have. As we're getting ready to wrap up. UWW number 5, Chief, if you would.
UW
5 returns to the Globe Theater September 10th. There have been announcements all over Twitter of the matches. And there's about, I think, 7 on the card.
7.
Melina and I will be back behind the mic for that on that Sunday.
Yes.
So check that out. WWEvents.com for tickets if you're in the area. And if you want to learn more about sponsorship for the event, I know there's information there as well.
And I read something that if you buy a ticket, it's good for the meet and greet also.
Yeah, I think they are combining that.
Yes.
There's also a raffle to do lunch with Melina and Rampage as well. I asked them, but I eat too. How come I'm not?
I'd rather have Lady Tapa.
She's got another big match to put her belt on the line.
She got a tough one.
Go to WWDBTV.com, and if you do reach out to them regarding sponsorship, please tell them that TCA sent you. Okay. The Iron Claw movie, which is based on the Von Erich family, finally gets a release date of December 22nd, just in time for the holidays, which is, I guess, a good date. And this one I thought kind of brought a little smile to my face when I saw this one. Gotch and English are getting back together as the Vaudevillians, who they were as part of WWE. How many years ago? 6-7 years ago before they released?
Oh, wow.
So they're doing – now, are they going back into it full time, or is this just like for shows here and there? I don't remember how often they're going to do this.
Another one, the former Aiden English is like a commentator for Impact. So they can only do – I'm sure that's like his priority. Right. So like on the back end, I'm pretty sure he's doing like the indie wrestling stuff again.
And if I'm not mistaken, is also the other half of Shaul Guerrero.
Yeah.
Which we talked about when she was on commentary with me a couple of shows back. So, so I liked – listen, I liked them both. I liked English a lot better.
Word of advice, don't ever call him Aiden English to his face. He gets mad.
Well, but in the meantime, that worked pretty good for him when he was part of Rusev.
It's funny, we saw him when he was in WWE, and we're like, hey, Aiden, would you mind signing him up? He goes, that's not my name.
All right.
That's what like millions of people call
I know, it's how you're making your money, right?
My bad.
Yeah.
All right. So pop culture. Shall we?
Yeah.
Unless there's anything else on the wrestling front that hasn't been brought up. We pretty much covered our news and notes, Chief. As a reminder, while you're thinking.
Don't bitch out on us, Chief.
Thomas shares tomorrow night, Future Stars of Wrestling presents Moment of Truth. So there's another card there. Just a couple of programming note reminders. Next Saturday, the 5th, will be our 2-hour show, pre-show regarding SummerSlam, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific. And as of right now, special guest to join us on that show will be D'Lo Brown. I think on video, worst case, because he's in Cali next weekend, but he has committed to joining us. We're going to have some giveaways that we're going to do as well to help celebrate. We would love for you, if you want, send us a message what you think has been the best thing about TCA since we started a couple, 200 episodes ago.
That's pretty crazy.
And that's next week. And then, of course, on the 26th,
Sports Cards, Toys, and Collectibles Show at Sam's Town. Sponsored by Power Play Sports and Collectibles, Mr. Scott Hosey, August 26th and 27th. And for a future one, November 4th and 5th.
That's right.
Okay. And D'Lo Brown will be at the Sports Cards, Toys, and Collectibles.
You can bring up the other one.
Along with Greg the Hammer Valentine, Logan Thompson, the goaltender from the VGK, Juan Munez, and Ariel Shue.
That's right.
And that's the announcings I have for right now.
And I know Scott
there will be more to come.
I was just going to say, I'm sure Scott is stirring the pot to get some more. I know there's one that I'm trying to help him with that nothing happening yet.
And so I don't forget this time, for the first time, TCA will be there doing their 2-hour show from 9 to 11.
That's right.
So who knows who's going to show up on the show that day.
And an hour after that, for an hour,
will be your show.
That's right. Might as well. I'm there.
Aaron's Hour.
That's right. Maybe we'll just blend it all into like 3 hours. A 3-hour show.
Well,
there you go. Or 4 straight.
I'll be there for.
Do you have your stuff? You're going to be there with the table?
Yeah, I got my table.
So look for Chief to have a table.
I'll have my table.
All right,
I will be there too.
Come by and I'll sign the autograph for you.
Are you helping Scott in the general setup?
I am sure I am. August 26th.
And Thomas, don't forget.
From Sam's Town.
Don't forget. I'll pick you up 5 o'clock that morning.
But you got a couple of weeks to prepare for that.
Is that AM?
Yeah, AM.
All right. Hey, do you like mini golf? Do you like miniature golf? Do you like to play miniature golf? Sorry, did I stump you with the question?
Who are you talking to?
Oh,
I thought you was looking at him.
No, you were looking at the monitor. You should be seeing I'm looking at you.
I play miniature golf.
Matt, you like miniature golf?
Yeah.
Well, there's a new one opening up in Mandalay Bay, I believe.
I saw that. It looks pretty cool.
Adult.
It's an all adult. You must be 21 or over.
Because I guess alcohol.
That's correct. There's going to be drinking allowed there. I think All right. When I
God
read the name of
forbid.
it, when I read the name of the place, do you remember what the name of it's going to be?
I don't remember
God
offhand, but
forbid.
it's
Swingers.
yeah, that's what it was.
Okay. When I first read the title, I'm like,
I think I'll pass.
but it's not what you think in the title. Swinger, because that's what you do at the golf club.
Hey,
Check it out, and I'll actually be sharing that as well.
Drunk mini golf is going to be hilarious.
Sinead O'Connor passed on.
Sinead O'Connor passed
And
away. Yes.
Who was the one I told you, John?
From the Eagles.
From the Eagles.
I missed that one. We had a couple of birthdays this past week, though. Carol Burnett turned 90 last, and this one should be we see this guy who celebrated a birthday in Chiefs promo for the Rant.
Yep.
Popeye.
Yep.
Turned 80. What did we talk? 87, 84, 84, I believe it was.
Some gun eats a lot of spinach.
He does. So eat your veggies if you want to live long.
Yeah.
So
I like spinach.
that's right.
I can eat it a Brazilian times.
Hey, you know what? I got to say, it's been fun today.
Yes, it has.
Having you back.
Thank you. Good to be back. Miss you guys.
Okay.
I want to squelch any rumors though. I was getting funny. I was getting some feedback wondering if I was like never coming back after staying in New York, if I was going to be kidnapped and stuff. No, I am back. I'm here. I escaped. So they were worried that I wasn't coming back from New York. I'm like,
I have a particular set of skills.
I could have made that happen, man.
I know.
I would have just called Uncle Guido.
Yeah, nobody paid the ransom, so they let you go anyway.
Freaking Uncle Guido.
And it was only $1.50 too. That's a sad part.
I forgot to buy the bricks by the river.
$2.50.
Anyway, guys.
Hey, next week,
yes.
Tune in because we're going to give our predictions for SummerSlam.
And we're going to give away stuff. And we're going to have D'Lo Brown.
It's episode 200!
200 show.
And I won't make an age comment. And watch
70.
Watch our Facebook page for any other announcements of who else will be coming on. All right,
Chief 70.
Great stuff. Final thoughts.
Everybody have a good, safe week. Thank you for joining us for 199 episodes. Can't wait to celebrate episode 200.
Now, is that just studio shows? That's not remote shows you're talking about?
Everything.
Oh, everything. Okay. There you go.
Everything. Yeah. Anyway, hey, folks, tune in next week. But on a serious note, even though we may dip between 110 a few days this coming week, please stay hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
Please drink your water, all right? And eat. And take your vitamins. And eat your spinach because the chief says so.
All right.
Say your prayers, brother.
I forgot that one. Damn it.
All right, 1 hour. Make sure you join me in Aaron's Hour because my guest today, Stephen Murray, he's an author of many genres, but he's also going to be launching a new show right here on this very stage.
He's an author.
Worldwide digital broadcasting TV starting in September, The Gift of Giving. So you're going to want to watch that in an hour. As always, be kind to everybody. Wise out. We're all happy to see you next week for 2 hours, episode 200, right here on Thoughts Count Anywhere. Thank you, everybody, for watching.